here the problem statement is print all the prime numbers in the given interval. Let us first understand what is a prime number. A prime number is something which cannot be divided by any other number completely, that is without remainder. Exception is like a number can be divided by itself completely, and a number can be divided by 1 completely always. So we need to exclude these two, the number itself and then 1. Apart from these two, if it is divisible by any other whole number completely without remainder, then it is not prime number. Understand this with an example. Suppose we were given a number 5 and we need to check if it is a prime number or not. So we have to exclude 5 and 1 and take other numbers less than this, because numbers more than this will not be dividing this number obviously, because numerator will be less than the denominator. So we need to check if there is any number which is less than 5 which can divide 5 completely. So we have to take numbers from 2 to 4. Because 5 we cannot take, and more than 5 it will become fraction if you divide any number which is greater than this number. So that can never become a criteria to decide whether it has factors or not. So among these three, 2 cannot divide 5 completely, 3 cannot divide 5 completely, 4 cannot divide 5 completely. So 5 is a prime number. This is how we need to identify prime numbers. Now when we look at our problem statement, we need to take a range from the user, like from this number to that number, and we need to identify if there are prime numbers in this range. Suppose user enters range as 2 to 20, then we need to find out all the prime numbers between 2 and 20. Here we need to read minimum number and maximum number from the user. Let us read this. This is minimum number, or let us call this as lower range. And since input reads a number in string form, we need to convert it into integer before assigning it to lower range variable. Then higher range equal to int of input. So now we have read lower range and higher range. Within these two ranges, within this range, we are supposed to find out what are the prime numbers and then print them. Let us write the program to print all the prime numbers within this range. For num in range of lower range comma higher range plus 1, if num less than 2, then continue. This is the first part in the program. Like here na, for the sake of understanding, let us take lower range as 1 and upper range as 6. So here as per what we are feeding to this range function is lower range as 1. User has entered this value as 1, this value as 6. So we need to check if 6 is also a prime number or not. But this range function will not consider the higher range value. Suppose the user gives the values as 1 to 6, it will consider only up to 5. Only it will produce only 1 to 5. So to get 1 to 6, what we have done here is higher range plus 1. That means we have given 1 comma 7 to the range function. So it produces 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 to 6 are the numbers we are supposed to check if they are prime numbers or not. So in each iteration, these numbers one after the other will be assigned to num. First 1 will be assigned to num, next 2 will be assigned to num, like this. at the end 6 will be assigned to this num. So we need to check if this num is a prime number or not. The first check we have done here is if num is less than 2, then continue. See, in the first iteration 1 will get assigned here, num will become 1. 1 is less than 2, so we are doing continue. Continue means without doing any further checks, we are going back to for loop and take the next number, that is 2. Because 1 is not a prime number, so we don't need to check if it is a prime number or not. From 2 onwards we need to check. So here check if num is a prime number or not. Check if num is a prime number. Here we need, see, to check if the number is a prime number. Let us assume a number equal to understand better, some 4, the number value equal to 4. To check if 4 is a prime number or not, we need to consider the numbers which are less than 4 and greater than 1, and check if those numbers can divide 4 without any remainder. So the numbers which are less than 4 are 3, 2, 1. Since we don't consider 1 while checking the factors of 4, so we are removing 1, because every number can be we can divide every number with 1. So we will exclude the number itself and then 1 while doing checks if this can be divided by a number less than the given number. So here if you take a look at 3, 4 by 3 you will get remainder. So we will move to the next number at 2. 4 by 2 we don't get any remainder. So we will decide this is not a prime number, because 4 can be divided by 2 without any remainder. This is how we need to do checks for all these numbers to find out if they are prime numbers or not. So let us write a logic for this. So here is a for loop for I in 2 comma num. This is the range we need to take, because 2 we need to take, and when it comes to number, we have already discussed it, right? The number itself we should not consider. So in this range we are not going to consider this number. So this range operation anyway will exclude the number here. Suppose number equal to 5, then range will produce 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so but it will exclude 5, because range will exclude the top number, and then it will consider only 2, 3, 4. We also need one number less than, because we don't check 1. That's why we started the lower range as 2. So we don't check the number itself, because the number itself can divide the number, right? Also 1 can divide the number. So we are considering 2 and then up to number minus 1. The range is going to do, suppose the number is 5. If the number is 5, then the range is going to produce 2, 3, 4. It will not produce 5 because it will exclude the upper range. Now what we are supposed to do is check all the numbers of this range output. For an example, if the number is 5, the range output will be 2 to 4. That is 2, 3, 4. So what we are supposed to do here is we need to divide this num with each and every value of this and check if there is any remainder or not. Here we will use mod operation to check if it is a complete division or not, that is without remainder. If num mod I equal to 0, that is if this number is divisible by any of these numbers without any remainder, then it is not prime number. So before entering this for loop, let us declare prime number equal to true. So here now what we can do is, since it is completely divisible, one of these numbers, what we are going to do is we'll set prime number as false, because if it is divisible by any of these numbers, then it is not prime number, and we don't need to check the remaining numbers because this is not a prime number. We are going to set prime number as false, and then we will break the for loop here. We don't need to go for further iterations because we got confirmation that this is not a prime number. What this break statement does is, this break statement belongs to this for loop. Like whatever iteration it is in currently, it can be first iteration or second iteration. Once it hits the break statement, it will stop this for loop iterations, and then program comes out of this for loop control. So once we are out of this for loop, initially we set the prime number as true, and if any of the if conditions are true, and the prime number will be set as false. So once we are come out of this for loop, if the prime number is still true, then it is a prime number. In case it is divisible by any of these numbers completely, then it is not a prime number. So here we need to check if prime number, then we need to print num and end equal to, see, in case we want to print all the prime numbers horizontally, then we need to add space after the print. In case you want to print the numbers vertically one after the other, then we don't need to add this end, because print by default will take this end as /n. So let us run this program. Before this we will add some help message to the user, like what to enter. Print lower range. Print upper range. Okay. See, lower range is, let us give 1 as the lower range and upper range as 20. So our intention is between 1 and 20, print all the prime numbers. So these are the prime numbers between 1 and 20. This is the end of the program.